Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to do a how to get Bishop 6-star in tier 2 and then a gameplay, a build-in gameplay for him as well. Now, the way that you get him is quite easy, although it will take some time and a lot of energy. You have to go into the dimension rifts, and you'll be able to see that most people nowadays are opening bishop rifts left and right, and you too can open a dimension rift of bishops for, you know, some X amount of gold, and then you just go into his rift and you farm his missions. The bonus of farming bishops rifts, in addition to all of the first clear rewards that you're going to get, is that you'll get his bios and you'll get the new card, the bishop card that's available through his rift, specifically this uncanny X-Men number 8, and it's actually a pretty good card. So once you farm up enough bios of his, you'll be able to unlock him, and then you can just keep farming him up to get him to 6 stars. Obviously, I don't have the tens of thousands of energy needed to do that right now, so I'm going to expedite that process. Now, I'm going to speed it up for you guys, and normally I wouldn't recommend, and I'm not going to be using rank up tickets, but rank up tickets are one way that you can speed up this process. However, my recommendation for you guys is actually to use X-Gene selectors if you have them. Now, I know you guys think that X-Gene selectors are super sacred and should not be wasted on a character like Bishop, but once you have Nightcrawler and once you have X23, there's really not much else that you can use with X-Gene selectors, because a lot of X-Men coming out nowadays are either paid for via crystals, like Sabretooth and Iceman, or they are X-Gene subscription characters. So the value of the X-Gene selector is actually not that high for more veteran players, and I would imagine that Bishop is probably going to be better than Nightcrawler, possibly better than Nightcrawler with his new uniform. So I think even if you had that option, you might go for Bishop before Nightcrawler in general. Now, he might not be too much stronger than Warpath, but you know, that's kind of a comparison to make for a later day. But pretty much the only other rare character from this list that isn't farmable is X23. Domino and Phantom X are a little bit more rare because they only get 10 bios per day, and then the other X-Men, although they have a bonus on right now. But yeah, generally speaking, this is not the most efficient use of these biometrics, but in this case it's going to help me make this video, it's going to help me make this content, and it's going to save me the thousands of energy that I would need for other characters and for other types of content. So we're going to be going ahead and using all of these the X-Gene selectors on Bishop. We've accumulated, I think, 800 or almost 800, 785 bios. I don't have any more X-Gene. Why did we go back? I don't think I have any more, not to flex on you guys with my inventory, but I don't think I have any more. Oh my god. I don't think I have any. I literally cannot hold this phone with 2 hands. I don't have any more X-Gene selectors. We are actually going to use a couple of rank up tickets on him as well, because I want to see which ones we have the most of, because we don't want to run out of bios to get him to tier 2. We want to be able to get him to tier 2. We have 11, 20, 13, 11. So we're going to take him all the way up to 5 stars with tickets, and then we're going to do the 6-star rank up by ourselves, because we don't want to waste those 6-star tickets. That's probably the best strategy here. There's all these extra windows now to go through and click through, but we're going to just rank him up with tickets, even though I used all those selectors. You'll see why this makes sense in a minute, but I know for the majority of players this is not an option for you to have all these saved up tickets. If you're wondering where I got all these tickets from, most of the time they were given away through maintenance events back in the day. More recently they give away tickets, 4, 5, and 6-star tickets for token trade-ins, so that's where I get a lot of them from, and I've just been playing for 4 years, so I've been able to save up a ton of tickets. I mean, we used to get a ticket after every maintenance, and that's how I was able to save up a lot of 5-star and 6-star tickets. So this last one we're actually going to do normally. We're going to eat the 320 bios. That's going to leave us with like 400 and change bios, I believe, to get his gears up to to hopefully get his gears and do his tier 2. So we're gonna have to check that out, but we're gonna have to first level him up. I believe it is 1990 bios, and I haven't heard too much about Bishop. Apparently people are not really ranking him up. They're just not going ahead with it. So we're gonna see. Let's try 1985. I think it's 1985. It might be 1990. Okay, we got it. It might be a little bit less than that, but whatever, we got that. Okay, let's go over to the gears now and finish this out. 15. So he's got energy attack and ignore defense on the first stat, which is really nice. He's got double all defense, which does indicate a bit more of a defensive build. He has skill cooldown as a primary stat here on utility belt, which is nice because it'll help you with his gears and his stats. And then he's got crit damage attack speed. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to roll that fourth gear up to ignore defense, but let's first see what we get from his gear upgrades. If we don't save up 150 bios, I'm tempted to just go into a rift and get the extra energy, but we'll have to wait and see how this goes. We've gotten 2 so far. Generally it's about 350 bios, so that would leave me short. I definitely do need to get lucky here. I need to do it in about 300 bios and change, maybe 310 or 320, but we'll have to wait and see. 20 is pretty bad. That's 60 bios. If we roll like that all 4 times, we're probably going to end up short of the 150. But we also might consider not using a tier 2 ticket because of the Phoenix Feather. Is it Phoenix Feathers? For his tier 2, I believe it is. We'll find out in a minute here when we're done clicking and clearing this up. Would you guys want a super upgrade? I know we have the auto upgrade, but would you want an upgrade that takes it all the way as far as it can go to 20? So basically skipping all these steps in between. It would eliminate a lot of the sacrifice and a lot of the pain of watching the RNG screw you over gear by gear, but then it might be a little bit more confusing because more information is hidden from you. You know, you've got 150 bios, you click super upgrade, and then it's at 99%, and you've lost all your bios. So it might not be a good idea, but I think for videos like this at least, ooh, that was a nice one. It might be good. So we've got about 80 bios left. 87 bios left. Yes, I think we can do this. If we get lucky here, if we get like less than 10 here on this last upgrade, we got 7. Okay, so there's definitely a chance that I'm gonna have to make this decision on. We get 52 bios. Let's go. 52, and even if we're over, let's say we're at 60 bios, that's only 8 bios. I can farm that easily. Ooh, I can farm that easily from a rift. But we got the first big exciting moment here. 1, yo, we can get some more 1s and we're done here. If we get one more 1, I think we're completely 5. That's beautiful. That was only 10 bios. 10 or 15. Okay, 79. So 29 bios. Okay. That was, yeah. Cool. So I think we're at like 120. Yeah. So we're 25 biometrics short. That kind of sucks. It's also 800 feathers and 1,000 Mcron crystals. I don't want to actually spend those, so we are going to use a tier... What? I can't use a tier 2 ticket? Why not? Oh, his mastery. Oh, his mastery. Oh, man. I was so confused for a second. I totally forgot about his mastery. Right on, right on. I thought they changed it and they had... Oh my... I thought they made some sort of stealth change where you couldn't use tier 2 tickets on XMen. I was going to lose my mind. So there we go. All those resources later, and we've got ourselves a tier 2 bishop, Xavier's security, and force. Right, the XSE. It's really annoying to say. So let's see what we've got for Bishop. I believe I've already rolled his ISO 8 set. He also needs Power of Angry Hulk like Jubilee and Iceman because he has very little attack speed and he's got no attack speed buffs on his skills. As far as his skills go, I wouldn't level them up past 3 for these two right here, Punishment and Future Tactics. For Revenge Shot, you definitely do want to buff this up all the way because it goes up to 100% buff for 2 attacks. So I think it's the same as Wolverine's, which is very nice. So it may give him some value in PvP. And then Energy Assault and the other ones we probably don't need to level up at all. So you can save some gold there. You really only have to level up his 3rd skill. We've got the ISO 8 set and we don't have an Obelisk yet. So what are we rocking in terms of the stats? We've already got top 1000. He's almost maxed on cooldown, but the Ignore defense needs a little bit more buffing. I think if we roll this one over to Ignore defense, we should be... set if we can ever hit Ignore defense. Burp. Okay. And the gold suffering, all right, is over. So we're just overcapped by, 2%. We can make that more efficient with Uru. So just hang on one sec. So we went ahead and finished out the build. We're now ranked 316. I awakened 4 of his 5 Uru slots, and I gave him energy attack 4 stars, some ignore defense, and 1 unawakened 5-star cooldown. We switched his 4th gear over to crit rate, and now these are his stats. Almost max cooldown, maxed ignore defense, and then a 46-150 split on crit rate and crit damage. Now, because he doesn't have any other self buffs besides the revenge shot and energy absorption stuff, you're really going to have to consider giving him like a crit rate, crit damage proc obelisk, or something like that. I don't know how well he's going to play for PvP, but that is another option considering his 3rd skill does have that same effect like Wolverine's, which does make Wolverine very good in PvP. The difference between Bishop and Wolverine is expressly the fact that Wolverine can heal, so he can take damage, whereas Bishop's 3rd skill, even if he can, use that revenge shot, he can't heal. So if he takes damage using that 3rd skill, it's just gonna, get closer and closer to his death. So it's gonna be a tricky thing to try to pull off here. Let's just try it here and see what happens. We get guard broken, so nothing happens. That's awesome. We're using his 5th skill here. We've got no proc. Remember that. We're just trying to see what his damage looks like without an obelisk. We got slapped around there. That's an iframe. This is the revenge shot. We might just be better off using the immunity on his 3rd skill because it's 5 seconds of immunity rather than we took a lot of damage from the shock there. We might need guard break immunity then because he doesn't have super armor, which is a bit frustrating. We might need to use, what we're going to do instead. We're going to switch this out and we're going to throw in Nick Fury. His damage does seem a bit weaker than Jubilee and Iceman, but really what's important here, I want to see what this revenge shot looks like when he's not getting guard broken constantly. So you might need to use Nick Fury all the time, or you might need to give him a guard break immunity obelisk, like a guard break crit damage proc, even if you have one, a CTP of destruction like Jubilee, or wait for Netmarble to finally release a mutant. So there was the damage there. And then this is the 5th skill with the powered up 3rd skill. So that was not bad. That was pretty nice, actually. Use the 2nd skill here. Use the 3rd skill. Get hit. Okay, we didn't trigger it. So it's very much like Wolverine's 3rd skill, where you definitely need to time it exactly right in order for it to work. It'll be interesting to see how he does in PvP with like a CTP of authority. I think that would be the best case scenario. I was trying to get him to trigger the revenge shot, but yeah, with characters that penetrate, it's going to be a lot more difficult. I don't know what happened there. I dodged it. It's going to be a lot more difficult to get that to land effectively every single time. There we go, we got it, and now we proc on the 5th skill. So this kind of gives you an idea as well. If you had a really simplistic proc, if you just had your regular, his 4th skill does pretty good damage actually. If you had a 100% damage proc on an obelisk for Bishop, his damage would be similar. His 4th skill damage is better than I thought. What? Okay, hang on. We're gonna try to proc on his 4th skill instead of his 5th skill. That looks way better. Alright, we get the revenge shot, and now let's see what that does. Oh, it's not bad. It's like half a bar. So it seems like his 4th skill does more damage than his 5th skill. So it's not bad, honestly. And I'd be curious to see what like a level 70 Bishop with a PvP build could do. He won't have the healing, which is kind of disappointing, but he might be able to surprise some people with some value in PvP. Let's try to get this 3rd skill off here. Does he have to get the shot off for the buff to land? I think I'm canceling the 3rd skill a little bit too early. What does his 1st skill do? Oh, his 1st skill is also an iframe, so he's got a lot of iframes. Boom. Get that 4th skill. This is pretty nice, I gotta say. You get Storm coming in. So I'm using the 5th skill kind of more defensively, but we're getting that revenge shot off a lot. And that 4th skill damage with revenge shot, don't sleep. Don't sleep on free-to-play Bishop. And the nice thing is, unlike Wolverine, he has immunity on the revenge shot skill rather than a guard hit. So it's actually a lot harder to penetrate. Fewer characters have penetration to immunity compared to characters that have penetration to invincibility, or guard hit is pretty much the easiest thing to penetrate. Everyone has shield penetration, which is what a guard hit is. but much fewer characters have penetration to immunity. So yeah, this is nice, but yeah, it's just difficult to get the timing right. But I think if I had a regular proc, he could actually do this. Now we are using a double lead here with Nick Fury and Coulson, so this is a lot more, you know, a lot more buffs than you're generally going to give a character, especially at level 10, at stage 10 with my raid level. But yeah, he's doing pretty well. Oh, I'm dead. Got waxed there. So yeah, I'm actually not too disappointed here with Bishop. Let's throw him into a Shadowland stage without a proc, and let's see what that looks like as well. We've got a relay mode here. We're gonna go blast. We're gonna have to use Nick Fury again. Oh, we already used Nick Fury. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't get guard broken. Let's see what this looks like. Final test here for now for the initial impression of Bishop. And let's just see what this third skill looks like when he gets that revenge off. It's going to be a lot easier to get it off with, boom. It's going to be a lot easier to get it off in Shadowland in general. So yeah, you could definitely go with a defensive build because he's still going to be able to get that revenge shot off. And who knows? I mean, Wolverine had limited success in PvP with, oh, he did trigger it. Nice. Okay, Wolverine had limited success in PvP with his kind of revenge attack, so it's totally possible that Bishop will have some success as well. And the good thing is he's got that energy damage reduction, so maybe with like, I don't know, Destroyer lead, something like that. Too bad there isn't a support that reduces the damage that heroes do, because that would work really well here to kind of try to counter the Jean and Captain Marvel meta. He doesn't have Reflect either, Bishop, but he does have the accumulation, and this revenge shot seems like it might be part of the key here. We're obviously not going to be able to kill these guys, so he doesn't have as much damage, I would say, as Jubilee and Iceman, but that's kind of to be expected from the free-to-play version. But I think he's really good. He's got immunity, he's got a long iframe, and he's got this nice combo. He's got iframes on pretty much 4 out of 5 skills have iframes, from what I can tell. So yeah, that's a lot. That 4 out of 5 iframes on a blast character is pretty legit. He's got the extra buffs to damage dealt when he gets hit by energy attacks. But the only non-synergy here is that when you snare enemies, they can't hit you, so you can't accumulate. But yeah, this is, I mean, the damage is not that nice, but the playstyle is nice, and it's pretty unusual in a good way. And you don't have to get a character like Wolverine in order to experience that. You don't have to get his new uniform to experience that either. So yeah, revenge shot. Damn. It's kind of growing on me, these kind of counterattack moves. That it still needs to be worked on a little bit. It's a little bit awkward still. It's a little bit quirky. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of Bishop. What kind of obelisk or what kind of CTP do you think I should give him? I'm leaning towards destruction personally, but hit me up with your thoughts. And let's have a conversation down below in the comments. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, and of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.